What's up, people? Mike here, and this is Metro 2033 Redux survival mode walkthrough. This is Chapter 2 Bourbon, and this is the Lost Tunnels. So this is the first real overhaul of the game that 4A Games did to Metro. In the original game, this whole level was split into 3 different levels. But as part of like the overhaul that they did to this game, this and a couple other sections, they basically merged like 2 or 3 levels in a chapter into just one giant level. So it kind of, when I first played through, it kind of surprised me because I didn't realize like how extensive of an overhaul that they were doing to the game. So when I was getting to the area where normally Lost Tunnels ends, it continued on into the bridge level, and it kind of surprised me because I was like, wait, what? And then when I got to the end of where bridge normally ends, and it got into I forget the name of the chapter after that, and it was still continuing, it threw me off. Oh, Lost Catacombs, that's what it was. It, like I said, it surprised me because I wasn't fully aware of how extensive of a change that they made to this game. That's why I basically said, for anyone that's never played the original Metro 2033, if you play this and then you go back to the original, it will look similar, but it'll be almost like playing 2 completely different games at times because of the level designs and some of the game mechanics and everything else, you know, the game lighting and some character designs, like some characters that appear in Last Light that also appear in this one. They use their character model from Last Light for this one. So Khan looks different from the original game to this one. Artyom's stepfather in Exhibition, in the original game, he looks completely different. Miller, they used the Last Light model instead of his model in the original game, and so many different changes and tweaks and adds and just so much stuff that they put into this version of Metro 2033. I'm very impressed in how much they were able to do and change and improve and everything else. So and one of the best things that they changed from the original game in this one is that they took out 2 of the most annoying achievements in the game, which was basically to explore everywhere in the metro and to discover everything in the metro. It was 2 achievements that the description was so vague and what you need to do was so annoying and very random, because people would get those 2 achievements in completely different locations for different plays. Some people would get one of the achievements in like the 3rd chapter, and then some people would get that same achievement like in the 6th chapter. It was very inconsistent and very vague on what you had to do for those 2 specific ones. I'm very glad that they got rid of them. So, but coming into this area, This room, between the original game and this version of the game, I've never been successful at fully stealthing this room. I've always ended up having to fight guys. On my first playthrough of the Redux version, I got very close to killing everyone without them being alerted, but I ended up fucking up on the last two guys by missing a knife throw, and that immediately made them aware that something was going on, and then I missed the next guy with a knife throw, and he looked right at me and yelled to the other guy, and the guy's in the next room. So it is possible to stealth this area. It just, you really have to have the time and patience, and I didn't fully dedicate the time and patience to do it properly. One other thing that they added to this game that they pulled from Last Light is that they gave you the option to melee people from behind or from the front or from the side, depending on where you are in relation to them. Sometimes the button prompt and the action of hitting the guy isn't always precise at times. So you'll see some points later on where I'm like right on top of a guy, hitting X to like punch him, and the game isn't responding. So there was like a couple seconds of me just like walking behind this guy doing nothing because I'm trying to get the game to recognize that I'm hitting X to knock him out. But when you get to this part, if you've knocked the other guys out or killed them or whatever, there's 3 guys at this campfire, and then there's, I believe, 2 guys at the back end of this room. If you wait, like I am, they will eventually walk away from the fire. Like, one guy stays by the fire, but then the other 2 guys will walk away. You can very easily throw a knife at the guy at the fire, and you can usually get a throwing knife on one of the other guys, and usually you can sneak up on the 3rd guy and melee him, and then you'll see that I end up accidentally walking right in front of one of the guys because he was standing behind a piece of cover that I didn't realize that he was standing at. So I ended up sending the rest of the guys an alert. So I ended up having to go and actually deal with them. And thankfully, see, that guy got alerted because when I hit that guy, he was in the hanging cans. So he was kind of alerted to that, but he didn't know what he was reacting to. So, that cover I'm looking at now, there's actually a guy standing right behind there, but I don't know that he's there. So I end up walking. Oh no, I actually went against the cover and I popped my head up for some reason, because sometimes that will happen when you go against a piece of cover crouched. It will automatically just kind of pop you up into the air for a split second, so everyone immediately noticed where I was. So I, for my safety, ran all the way back here where Bourbon is, so so I could guarantee I wasn't going to get completely annihilated by these guys. And I'm trying to shoot these guys, but it's being a little wonky at times. Though funny enough, I killed that guy and he's like kind of caught up in the wiring on the wall. And sometimes that'll happen where sometimes the throwing knife is an instant kill on a guy, and other times it just like kind of staggers them for a second. The consistency of the knife being a one-hit kill isn't always very well, but and oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned it, but I forgot to mention it. Before you came in this room, the guy that was outside the pathway, he had a key on him, because one of the things that they carried over from last light is that they put in these safe boxes. So if you pick up that key and go to the back of that room, that's where the safe is. And for some reason, I don't know what it was, I guess because I killed that first guy so quick, Bourbon just ran into this room and just annihilated these two guys. He like went Terminator on them and just mowed them down like nothing was an issue. It actually surprised me, because I was getting ready to deal with the guy at the back, but he was already dead and Bourbon just standing at the door waiting for me. So I guess if you kill that first guy very quick, Bourbon would just run in like guns blazing and just kill everyone like it's no issue whatsoever. And I will see you in part 2 of this level.